You've been a UFC star since you walked into this organization. Does it mean anything? And if it does, how much does it mean to be a really prominent part of one of the biggest UFC cards ever, and really one of the most important cards in that it's UFC 300?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a testament to what I've done here. First my first interaction with the UFC fans was at a press conference. I was the most violent lightweight on the planet and the most exciting, and I think I've lived up to that. So, I spoke it into reality. I'm the most consistent guy. I think that's why we're kind of the people's main event because they know they're going to get a show.
Yeah, and anyone that has watched you knows, Justin, that I don't think there's been a single time where you could even make an argument for you having a boring fight. It's always a great fight, and obviously you're getting your hand raised at the end of these fights more times than not. How about fighting Max, a guy who obviously has made his living at a bit of a smaller division at 145, but arguably the greatest to ever do it in that division? How about fighting a fellow legend in Max Holloway?
Yeah. I mean, fighting a former champion, I mean, it's everything for my legacy. This guy's been I've said it many times, he's younger than me, but it's a guy I grew up watching. 2012, he was in the UFC and I was just turning pro. So it's just crazy that, you keep working your ass off and you get to these situations. So it's fun, man. The fights are the most fun. The training is tedious and, difficult, but the fight night is everything. So that preparation is key.
Talk to me about Max. We obviously watched him go up. We watched him fight Dustin, someone who you are obviously very familiar with. Uh, will he have trouble in that you're going to be the bigger guy and presumably the stronger guy in there? Justin, we know how strong he is, and we saw that against Dustin, how durable he was, and how he was just,
Yeah.
he would not be finished. How about that? Give me a scouting report of Max Holloway, not at 145, but at 155.
Yeah, I think the circumstances are a little bit different. If I recall correctly, I think it was kind of a short notice thing when he fought Dustin Poirier. Um, so he was not bulking up per se. I think he's probably as big or maybe a little bit bigger than me. When I, had that press conference, I don't even know where it was at, but he was definitely as big as me. I think he probably walks around as heavy or heavier than me. And so I think his size is not going to be a factor in this fight. I think he's going to be strong. Hopefully a little bit slower because he is bigger. Because the guy throws a lot. So you put a little bit more weight on. You got to use a little bit more energy. So we'll see how it goes.
I know you're somebody that is intensely focused on what's in front of you. Have you thought about what winning this fight means for you, aside from all the legacy and how important it would be to have that notch on your belt? You're the number two ranked guy, right? Just in your division. He's two at 145. What does it mean for you getting a title shot going forward at
Yeah,
lightweight?
this is the biggest fight of my career. I mean, a loss here definitely takes away those aspirations of fighting for the gold. Um, and a win here definitely solidifies that. Whether I think I win this fight, and my goal is to fight the champion at Madison Square Garden. I think that timeline works perfect, and I think that gives me, going through these camps, is really tough on the body. So it gives me that time to recover and get back in training camp and train again. And I think that's a perfect timeline. Madison Square Garden, whoever's the champion.
Forgive me, Justin. I don't even know what the date or the number event. What is that like UFC 302, 303? Which one is that? The
I
card?
think it would probably be like more like 306, 307, because
Gotcha.
I know they got 302, 303, or 301, 302 in June. 303 would be July. So, I mean, we're talking 306, 307, 308. I'm not sure though.
Perfect.
I know it's in November. They do it every year in November in Madison Square Garden. So I know that's the date.
Absolutely perfect. When you think about this fight, if you do think about and envision how it turns out, is there a way that you see it going?
No, I think I don't go in there with too many I don't put too much on what's going to happen. I think I just got to trust in my skills. Like I always say, I got to be my best self. I obviously inflict a lot of damage, hopefully find that knockout shot, but be ready for 5 minute rounds, which is exhausting. And especially with a guy like Max who punches in volume and is constantly working. So I've been working on my cardio a lot this fight. I'm in great shape. Um, I've been able to hold my weight well through that work, and I'm confident that I'm going to be in the best shape that I've ever been in when it comes into a fight.
Yeah, how do you replicate trying to find someone that fights like Max Holloway when he's obviously, there there's not many of you
Yeah.
guys out there at this level. How do you find someone who can go at that pace and give you the work you need in training?
I mean, I don't know if it's specifically fighting people. I mean, you're never gonna again if you bring somebody in, and you try to think that that's who you're gonna fight, and you see something different on fight night, then it kind of just messes everything up. I just really focus on being myself. But at the end of the day, it's been a lot of interval training, a lot of getting my heart rate, spiking my heart rate, and making sure that that 1 minute period I had in between rounds, I'm able to recover, and so that I can go out there and perform the next round 5 times over.
Is it running? Is it swimming? Is it the bike? What is it that you use to get that
Yeah,
cardio training?
a lot of aerodyne, like
Yeah.
20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 7 times before practice, go work out, do like 10, 11 rounds with coach, and then go back to the aerodyne and do that again. Definitely, sticking to the same runs, running up red rocks, you know, training at altitude, just helps you have more confidence when you're going down in elevation. So I felt really good last night during my workout, and everything feels good.